Good evening and welcome to Small Home Comforts. My name's Beth, and I'm here in my book corner for our regular Thursday evening bookish chat. So, welcome. If you are here, I would love to say hello. So, let me know in the comments if you're here as I get all of the all of the things going. Tonight, I thought that we could do a little bookish catch up. It's been a little bit since we've been here in the book corner, a couple weeks anyway, because I wasn't here last week. And so I thought we could do maybe a little wrap up of what I read in October, some books that I am hoping to read in November, and a couple little snippets that I thought I would share. So, yeah, a little bit of this, a little bit of that, a bookish catch up tonight on our Thursday evening bookish chat. So, like I said, if you're here, let me know in the comments. I would love to say hello. I see Teresa is here. Hello, Teresa. Can we see? Oh, yeah, here we go. They've changed the form a little bit here. So, Martha, good evening. How are you, Martha? And Megan is here. Hello, Megan. Glad you could stay awake too. I almost forgot to post the reminder today. Usually on Instagram and Facebook, I post a reminder, and I forgot until like an hour ago. And here I've been thinking about this all day and what we're going to talk about tonight. And then I realized that I didn't say, "Hey, remember." So I'm glad that you all remembered to be here tonight. Hello, Susan. Welcome, welcome. And Ashley is here. Hello. I don't know why this is doing a different form for me today. So, um, this is looking a little bit different than I normally see, but Karen is here. Hello, welcome. So good to see everybody. Welcome, welcome. So tonight, like I said, I thought we would talk about just do a little bookish catch up. It's been a couple weeks since we've been in the book corner, and I thought we could do a little recap of what I read in October and also what I'm looking forward to in November. And then, of course, we'll talk about what we're reading now, et cetera, et cetera. And also, I'll talk a little bit about how I announced that there would be a one-time Christmas book box this year. So I'll give some of the details on that as well. So, but of course, as you know, we have to start with our tea. I got a new mug tonight. Isn't this fun? New to me. It was a gift. Oh, there's a little bit of a glare on it. But isn't that fun? A bookshelf, which is just perfect for me. So tonight I am drinking the tea that was in the fall box, the chapters Earl Grey tea with that beautiful artwork. Oh my goodness. This is why I wanted to include that in the fall book box. I just loved the artwork. It was just so perfect to go with the book. So take a little sip of tea and we will begin. Oh, it's the perfect temperature. I can't always get to the tea at just the right temperature, but it's perfect. Lori is here. Hello, Lori. Nice to see you. And Susan says she loves the mug. Isn't that pretty? I got it as a gift. I think it was from Barnes and Noble. So your Barnes and Noble may have it too. So I thought it was lovely. Okay, so just a little reading wrap up of what I read in October. Well, still reading. Of course, it's still October, but we're so close to the end and we're getting ready to move from um, October into November. And so I thought we'd do a little reading wrap up. And the first one that I wanted to share with you is this one here. So, In This House of Breed by Rumor Godden. I started this one. I did this as a buddy read with one of my book friends. And it is a chunkster. Like it was a long, long read. We thought that we would read it over the summer, which we did, and then we continued right on through fall, and we finally finished it in October. Oh my goodness, it was a beautiful book. There was just so much depth to it. This book, if you're unfamiliar with the title, is about cloistered nuns, and Breed is the name of their abbey, and it's in England, and it goes through some of the personal journeys that each of these sisters are on, and how like the outside world kind of comes into their world, and how they kind of find their place in the abbey. It was amazing. It was really, really good, and apparently very well researched because I guess rumor Godden lived close to, an abbey as she was writing it, and so, it was just really filled with a lot of like the interior lives of these women and it was just a wow. It was really a wow. I was glad that we took a long time to read it. There was a lot of time to kind of process, to think about it. It was just very in depth. There was a lot of depth to it and a lot of beauty to it. It did take a while, but it was worth it. It was just a beautiful book and I really enjoyed it. So, finally, I know one of you, I think it was Marina. I'm not sure if she's here tonight, but I think Marina was asking me if I ever finished this, and I told you I'd report back. And so I am doing so. I really enjoyed it. Like I said, it's a commitment. Took a long time to get through, but the richness of it was just wonderful. So, In This House of Breed by Rumor Godden. I'm going to come over to the comments here. Susan says that she can't express how much that she loves this book too. It really, I mean, talk about a range of emotions. It really brought you on a journey. And it was a very interesting narrative style because you kind of felt like you were jumping around a little bit at first. And so to kind of like close all the stories, you really had to commit, but it was worth it, to be able to do that. Rebecca is saying she has had it, on her shelf for years. Hello, Rebecca. And she wants to get to it. Like I said, a commitment. But if you read it slowly, you can just kind of sink into it. Really worth it. Really worth it. And oh, some tea. You drank the chapter's tea this morning, Karen. Tonight is lavender chamomile. That sounds lovely. Megan is drinking decaf chai tea tonight. Oh, and she also likes my mug. You guys have such good teas that you're drinking. I had some chai the other day as well, and I hadn't had it for a while, and it was really good. So I got to drink some more of that one. Lori is saying that she has heard so much about Rumor Garden. So the other one that she wrote that a lot of people talk about, I think, is the Green Gage Summer, which I have not read. The other one that I know Rumor Garden from is the Christmas one, The Holly and the Ivy, which is a seasonal one about a little girl and her doll, Holly and Ivy or something to that effect. So it's a short story about a girl and her doll. This obviously not a short story, but very, very good. Caramel snickerdoodle for Susan. Oh, that sounds perfect for this time of year. Yummy. That sounds perfect. All right. So I did, like I said, I wanted to get back to that one because I had been reading it for so long. And I told you guys I would circle back. So that was that. The other one I read, so for my year-long read through of Georgette Heyer, which I know you guys all know about, I've told you about before, October's read was Duplicate Death. Um, let me say this, it was so much better than September reads. I know I gave you an earful about the one I read in September. Um, this one was so much better. I finished this one, I think, in maybe 2 days or something. Duplicate Death was about, a death that occurred during a card party, and, in this one, we see Inspector Hemingway come back into play. We see some, um, characters that we saw in a previous book, so that was kind of cool. You don't need to read the previous book. The one before it, I think let me look at my shelves really quick. They found him dead, which I read earlier in the year. They found him dead was almost like a this was almost like a sequel to that. Not exactly because you don't have to have read that one, but we introduced she introduced the same characters back in, and so it was kind of fun to be able to revisit some of the people now that they're all grown up. And this was like a regular whodunit, so much better than September's read. Definitely recommend this one. It was good. So more details to come on that one. I'll do a blog post, of course, and get that up for you guys so that you can read a little bit more of my thoughts. But I am happy to say that this far exceeded Penhallow by far. So good reading in October as far as Georgette Hare is concerned, which I was quite relieved about. So, the other one that I told you about, we talked about this one where we were kind of like, the cover isn't exactly beautiful, but it was a good book as well. This is the first Victoria Holt book I read. This one was called Mistress of Melon, and a young governess comes to take care of a young girl and to teach her in this kind of dreary old manor house, and it was a lot about the house, but also about the mystery that kind of encompassed the lord of the house and his late wife, and some of the surrounding characters. And there was a bit of romance and quite a bit of suspense, and it was a good one to read in October. So that one was fun. This one was the one we read for Jen of Jen's Reading Life for her Patreon book Jennies. And yeah, if you guys want to be part of a wonderful bookish community, come over to Jen's Reading Life and her Patreon community. She's just created such a wonderful, cozy spot to talk about these books. And we really had a lot of fun discussing Mistress of Melon, as we always do over on Jen's in Jen's community. So this was a good one, Mistress of Melon for October. Karen is saying, oh well, let's go first to Megan here. Megan said she really enjoyed Mistress of Melon. Megan was there in our chat as well. So we had such a fun time reading that one, talking about that one. And then Karen said about Duplicate Death. That's encouraging. Ready to start it tonight. Karen, let me tell you, it was so much better than Penhollow. Um, you're not going to have any problems with this one. Karen and I had such problems with last. Well, I told you all about it on my blog. So let's not waste any more time on that one. It was such a dud. This one was better. You're going to enjoy it, I'm sure. And then just a little update. Pat of Silverbush, I'm still working through. Have not finished it yet. I'm not quite a quarter of the way through. I don't know why. I'm going to carry this over until November. I think I wasn't really kind of in a good headspace for it or something. Um, it was moving a little bit slowly for me, and I think that's when I went over to the Georgette Hare one. So I'm going to keep this on my reading list through November. Just because I didn't finish it in October doesn't mean I can't still enjoy it. I will say that. Um, I do love Ella Montgomery, but I have been very distracted, you guys, recently. Just so distracted because I have been working. Maybe this is a good time to talk about this. I have been working so hard on putting together a one-time Christmas book box for you guys. So the Christmas book box, I announced the title, and it's going to be Christmas at Fairacre by Miss Reed. I told you probably, I don't know, a couple months ago about how Miss Reed was having a moment in my life. And this was one of the reasons because I have been working so hard. So I'm excited to tell you that the Christmas book box is now available for pre-order. So if you head to my website, I have pre-orders open until November 9th. So it is a pre-order. So the box doesn't actually ship until the second week of December, with December 10th being the last outside date to ship. So no later than December 10th. But if you would like to have the experience of a Small Home Comforts book box at Christmas time for cozy, festive Christmas reading, it is available to you for, just like I said, it's just a one-time box. So this is not part of the subscription. The subscription is something separate, but I wanted to do something special for the holiday season for you guys. So that is open to subscribers and non-subscribers alike. I sent out an email last week about it to everyone on my email list, but I wanted to share it tonight on the Bookish chat too. So if you go to smallhomecomforts.com, you can see all the details. I will just say a little note. I know that usually I keep everything kind of like under wraps, both literally and figuratively for my book box, with the exception of the title, of course. There, I have tried very hard to keep that kind of. If you want to know what's in it for this particular box, I know that at Christmas time people like to give gifts. And if it was me, I would like to know what I was giving to my giftee. And so I have made it available for you to check out what is included in this box. But I do know, especially for my subscribers, a lot of people like the mystery. So if you don't want to know, I have, spoiler alert all over my website so that you can't accidentally get there. So, but just a heads up that it is out there if you're looking to give a gift and you want to know what kind of if you're not a subscriber and you want to know what kind of things that my book box has, there is ways to get more information. So that is out there. Like I said, it's not part of the subscription. This is open to subscribers and non-subscribers alike. It will ship the second week of December. We are going to be reading Christmas in Fairacre by Miss Reed. And pre-orders close on November 9th. And then after that, it's limited quantities. So if you want to get one, don't hesitate. All right. So that's kind of my segue into what I'm going to be reading in November. Let's come over to the comments here, though. Lori is saying, I think Victoria was left short on cash to finish the book cover. Right? Did we talk about Did we talk about this book cover? We did, I think, in one of our other bookish chats. We were talking about the difference between these two covers and how this one was so beautiful and how this one was not. This is just what they had at the library. And so because that's what they had, I was like, well, I prefer the physical copy versus anything else, so we're going to go with it. But that was my thought too, Lori. When I first saw it. That was kind of funny. And Megan is saying that she picked up the pretty copy of Pat of Silverbush because she's been wanting to read it again, and her old copy was a mass market paperback. Yeah, I'm still working through it, but it has been on my nightstand because it's just so pretty. And I put one of my velvet bookmarks to go with it because I thought to match it. So I put that pink and pink together. It's just so fun to look at. So anyway, so much fun. I love looking at these colors. Jean is here. Hello, Jean. Welcome. She says she can't wait for the Christmas box. Yay. I'm working so hard on it, you guys. I'm trying to really have everything. Oh, and Ashley too. Oh, look at all of you guys excited for the Christmas box. Oh, I'm excited to send it to you. Megan says that she read her first Miss Read this year and she's looking forward to this one. This one has 3 shorter stories in it. So there's like 2 novellas and 1 very short story in it. And so I like to do that at Christmas time because I feel like that way it can be so busy. So sometimes you want to finish something a little bit faster. So those are nice ones to read in a shorter amount of time so that you have time for festivities as well as cozy reading, right? All right. There was one other book that I talked about in for October, but I'm going to save that for last because it's still October and I'm still reading it. So saving that for my currently reading towards the end of our little chat here. And tonight, and now I think we'll go on to what I hope to read in November. So these are my November hopefuls. Of course, first up is the next in the Georgette Heyer series, and this one is Detection Unlimited. And this one has again Chief Inspector Hemingway, which is lovely because Hemingway has shown up in so many of the books, and it's just kind of nice to have that continuity. So I'll read you the back here again. Everybody in the village is ready to tell Chief Inspector Hemingway who did it. Could the murderer have been the dead man's niece, or perhaps it was the other town solicitor? The couple at the farm had a guilty secret. What was it? And why is it that someone else actually wants to be the prime suspect? Add to this the fact that Warrenby was blackmailing someone and Hemingway has his work cut out for him. So hoping for good things again. I am coming to the end of my year with Georgette Heyer. And so this is the second to last one that I'm doing. It's this a nice cover too, and good color for this time of years. Oh, and Susan, I didn't even know you said this, Susan, but Susan agrees. Great cover. Uh, I love the like. It's almost like a femme fatale, isn't it? She's got that one eye covered there. Oh, I love some of these covers. So fun. A writer of great wit and style. So I'm looking forward to that one. Hopefully, it will be just as good as this month's read, which it looks like it will be. So we've got Inspector Hemingway back, which is a big deal. And then November, I know nonfiction November is a thing, and so I thought. Um, I'll pick a couple of nonfiction books off of my shelf and see what I get to. So, as I told you, Miss Reed is having a moment, and I showed you this one that I found at a used book sale not too long ago. And it's a pretty slim one because I'll be working on and packing up your Christmas book boxes. So, I didn't want to overcommit myself, but I thought I would read A Fortunate Grandchild by Miss Reed because it just seems so lovely. And this is a nonfiction memoir written by Miss Reed, who wrote so many of the Fairacre and Thrush Green books, cozy and heartwarming English countryside books. But this is a nonfiction about her two grandmothers and her memories of them and how lovely it was to be their grandchild. So I thought that would be a fun one to read for nonfiction November. So I picked that one off of my shelf. I'm also going to be reading something called, the title is The Benefactress. I don't have it right now, but I'm going to be buddy reading that with one of my book friends. And The Benefactress is by Elizabeth von Arnhem. I don't have the physical copy with me at the moment, but that is on my TBR for November. Um, and I'm looking forward to it. So the only other Elizabeth von Arnhem that I have read is The Enchanted April. And I know that I'm about to make I'm about to make a little confession here, everyone, that I think is going to make me maybe not very popular. But Elizabeth von Arnhem's The Enchanted April was not my favorite. Everything about it just seemed so wonderful, something that I would love. And then I read it and I was irritated by it. And so maybe I am hoping that this one, The Benefactress, is going to redeem Elizabeth von Arnhem in my mind. Um, I don't know. I think it was just my opinion because I haven't come across anybody who agrees with me. Everybody loves The Enchanted April. Everybody said the movie was wonderful as well, in addition to the book. Um, I don't know. Maybe we can get into that some other day. But anyway, I'm hoping to have Elizabeth von Arnhem redeemed in my mind. And see, Megan is saying she really likes The Enchanted April. Megan, you're in good company. I think everybody but me liked The Enchanted April. So everybody, you're all in it together. Martha is saying that she hopes that I can give Vera a try someday. I will. I hear so many good things about Elizabeth von Arnhem that I am willing and ready to give her another try and hopefully change my mind about her because um, I see you guys are all coming to the I knew you weren't gonna sorry guys. I guess everybody loved it but me. So, oh, Rebecca said, okay, see here, wasn't her favorite either, even though she thought it would be. Okay, so maybe it was just a thing. I think that probably I'm really hopeful about some of her other titles. Like I said, I've heard such good things about her. I maybe shouldn't have admitted that in in front of everybody. See, Teresa too. Well, now it's out there. Now you guys know. Maybe someday I'll read it again in the springtime and change my mind about it. So perhaps it had some hidden depths that I couldn't see. But I just remember um I just remember, oh, over on Instagram, hello, Jessica. Jessica is saying that she's with me. She's not a fan of it either. So it looks like we're maybe, okay, I'm not the only one. Maybe we're in the minority, Jessica and Rebecca too. But there was just, it was the characters that bothered me. Just the way that they interacted with each other. Um, I should give it a reread probably. Maybe some springtime. I will do so. But first, I'm going to read The Benefactress this November as a buddy read with one of my book friends, and I am looking forward to it being um, me being like redemptive of the author. So I am looking forward to that one as well. And then I have two more to show you for November, and then we'll get into what we're reading now. But one more nonfiction book that has been on my shelf for a couple years now, and I have been wanting to get to it, wanting to get to it. Still haven't gotten to it, and we'll see. Maybe this is the year that I might get to it. And this is Agatha Christie, An Elusive Woman by Lucy Worsley. Like I said, I have been wanting to read this book for so long. I think it'll be perfect for nonfiction November. I think that I'm gonna like it. I really think I've heard such good things about it. I love Agatha Christie. Like I said, I think I bought this a couple years ago and then never got to it. So I need to get to that one. So that is on my November hopefuls as well. This Agatha Christie by Lucy Worsley. It's not too short, so I may do kind of a slower read of it, maybe over a couple months. And maybe not finish it in November, but I at least want to start it in November because it's a nonfiction. And then I'll show you, there's some pictures in here. I know Lucy Worsley did one on Jane Austen as well, which I think is going to be, I think they're supposed to be really good books. I haven't read either, but it's got some pictures in here of Agatha Christie through the years. So I am looking forward to that one as well. So pulling that out to put on my November hopefuls for for this year. So we shall see. And then I have one more that is on my November hopefuls pile. I am so excited about this one. I just received this one as a gift. And are you ready for this? Here we go. The Country Commonplace book by Miranda Mills. Look at how beautiful this is. Isn't that gorgeous? Oh my gosh, I just got this very recently. And if you don't know Miranda, I don't know how you can not know Miranda Mills, but if you don't know Miranda Mills, she has a wonderful, beautiful YouTube channel where she talks about books and her life in the Yorkshire countryside. And it is called it's just Miranda Mills. I think she's just Miranda Mills on YouTube, and she runs the Comfort Book Club, which I just thought was so lovely. Miranda Mills, I think her YouTube channel was the one that it was the first one I found when I started watching more YouTube videos about the kind of books that I like to read. She was the first one to kind of have that community of readers that I really started to get into. She has the most wonderful book recommendations. She has the most beautiful setting. She often talks about very cozy, comforting books, which of course is right up my alley. So I think she was the first booktuber that I ever discovered, and then through her, I discovered so many other wonderful YouTube and Instagram channels and accounts. And she's just such a wonderful person and a resource, and it's lovely to watch her videos. Well, she just has published this one. I think it was last month it came out. And a commonplace book is just, well, you can kind of go to her website and she tells you what it is, but it's kind of a collection of poetry and lists and excerpts from literature, from books, just things that kind of really struck a chord with her that she wanted to record. And it goes through the year. And so she kind of gives a little introduction as to what the commonplace book is. And then it starts in spring. Look at how beautiful this is. And, here's some poetry. Look at it's such, oh, so it goes spring, summer, fall, and winter. And so I thought you don't have to read it in order. You can just read little snippets out of there. And so I thought that I would I would start in the autumn. And here's one. Oops, there's a glare there. Here's a poem called Late October. And then there's an excerpt from Anne of Green Gables. This Late October poem is by Maya Angelou. Some autumn traditional country wisdom. Look at these gorgeous illustrations. Can you see that? Oh, it's so pretty. And then it just kind of goes into through November, into November sunsets and book lists and everything. So I thought that I would kind of dip in and out of that. Oh my goodness. Isn't it gorgeous? I was so thrilled. I'm so thrilled. I would say to add this to my bookshelf, but honestly, I'm going to keep it, I think, next to my bed, maybe, or maybe in the book corner. We'll see and just kind of dip in and out of it. So I just like I said, I'm just gonna get started. Oh my goodness, Susan is saying that she has it too, and you love it so much. It's just, I was so thrilled for Miranda Mills. She's just been working so hard on it too. Teresa loves Miranda Mills as well. Oh, she's so good. And Lori said yes, she was her first cozy booktuber also. She's just such a wonderful resource. Megan is saying she's looking forward to hearing what we think about the Miranda Mills book. So we'll have to talk about that some more in some upcoming bookish chats. Martha is saying she really enjoyed the autumn readings. So do you have it too, Martha? You have the Country Commonplace book, and Jean's giving a heart to Miranda Mills. All the hearts for Miranda Mills. I agree. She's just so lovely. Going back to the Agatha Christie one, Susan says it's a great biography of Agatha Christie. So I am looking forward to that one. So yes, this is my November hopefuls pile. And yeah, it's one that I can get to while I'm working on your Christmas boxes. So little dipping in and out of it. Yeah, so Martha said she got it too. So fun. So fun. Marita is over on Instagram and she says that she too loves Miranda Mills and the first booktuber that she started following. Yes, I agree. Me too. Miranda Mills was how I started finding this bookish community. So I'm so grateful to her and all the work that she does to put her lovely channel together and now her lovely book. So yes, all the heart eyes for Miranda Mills. All right. Are we ready for what we're reading now? I am going to take a sip of tea and show you. I'm missing something here. Oh, I got to reach around here because I have one book, but I have two other things to show you as well. So let me know in the comments what you're currently reading, and I will share that with all of us here. And I will share with you what I'm currently reading, along with a couple seasonal things that I want to show you. So take a quick sip of tea here. All right. So, use my reach here as I put books, I think, um, too far away from me. I don't usually do it that way. Okay. So the first one, I just wanted to show you a little snippet because tomorrow is Halloween and we're finishing out the month of October. I thought I'd show you one of my favorite books to look at through the seasons, which is Tasha Tudor's A Time to Keep Book of Holidays. And for October, they show making cider. What does it say? October was the time to make cider and pumpkin moonshines. And I wanted to show you my pumpkin moonshine book by her as well, but I couldn't find it. So this will have to do. But I love Tasha Tudor's detailing and old fashioned. Look at these apples being turned. And then here pumpkin moonshines, which is her way of saying jack-o'-lanterns. They're carving, the kids are picking the pumpkins out of the garden and carving their pumpkins. And then of course, bobbing for apples at the Halloween party. What exciting Halloween parties we had. And here they are trying to scare each other. But her illustrations, ooh, sorry about that glare. Her illustrations are always so wonderful and timely. So I just wanted to give you a quick peek of that on Halloween Eve, right? It's the eve of the eve. And the other one, of course, that I always have to mention, and I'll probably do a post about it on Instagram tomorrow because I love this scene so much. If you got our Small Home Comforts summer box, you know what I'm going to talk about. So this is a chapter in the Moffats, and this is the which chapter is this called? The Ghost in the Attic, it's called. And here here are Joey and Janie and Sylvie and Rufus as they try to scare the bully in their town. This is a laugh out loud funny scene where they put together like this whole they think it's they try to trick the guy into thinking it's a ghost, and the cat gets in on it, and it is just so funny. And so every Halloween, I have to share that chapter of the Moffats because it's so hilarious and funny and memorable. So just a couple little Halloweeny kind of scenarios for you. And what I'm currently reading, also very atmospheric, and also part of my October stack, is Mary Stewart's Thorny Hold. And this one is very much very much about mystery and suspense and not sure what's going to happen next. It does have kind of a lot of like witches and things like that, which is not high on my list of of things that I love to read about. But I will say that it is pretty atmospheric for October, and I'm about more than halfway done with it. I should be done in the next day or so. So we shall see about that one. But that is my current read. Very Halloween feeling. So perfect for this time of year. All right, let's come over. Oh my goodness, Sarah is here. Hello, Sarah. Welcome. Let's see what you are reading now. Megan says that she's struggling to find time to read these days, but keeping up with the 4 chapters a week of Death of the Cherwell, which I have here, also part of my current reads, and slowly making her way through Susan Branch's A Fine Romance. That is such a good one. You know what? And with that one, you can just read little snippets at a time. You don't have to read, quickly all the way through. You can really savor A Fine Romance. So lovely. Love those two. Martha is reading My Heart Overflows, a treasury of readings, poems, and prayers on gratitude. I love it. That one sounds like you can dip in and out of that one as well, too. A bunch of us are having that, right? A bunch of ones that we can just kind of dip in and out of. That sounds so filling for the heart, right? Teresa is reading The Witch's Buttons by Ruth Chu. And I don't know that one, but it sounds good for this time of year. And finishing up Emma M. Lyon, Volume 8. That was one of my favorites. I loved Volume 8. That was a good one. Ashley is reading about to start The Unexpected Mrs. Halifax. I can't wait to hear what you think, Ashley. I loved it. I loved it so much. I read it. I got it from Half Price Books like the day after Christmas last year or 2 days after Christmas, and I sat down and I read the whole thing, like in like a day or something. It was so good. I loved it. I loved it so much. I'm still working my way through the others of hers. But those ones are just great to get lost in. Oh, I'm excited for you. Susan just finished Anne of Avonlea, perfect for the fall, and starting the Half Crown House and still reading Miss Pinkerton. Ooh, I want to get to Miss Pinkerton. That one looks like a good one. Teresa said that she loves Tasha Tudor too. Doesn't she just have the best drawings and illustrations? Tasha Tudor has always been very close to my heart. Jean is reading Victoria Cottage. Jean, that's such a good one. I have it here. Do you have this edition too? I loved this one. The characters in this one. Mrs. Daring, right? Caroline Daring, was it? Yes, Caroline Daring. It was so good. I loved that one. Very, very good one. I hope you're enjoying it. Um, Susan said that she laughed out loud when she read that chapter in the Moffats. Me too, Susan. That Halloween chapter is just, it's just so funny. I loved that one. So Lori says she has 2 books. going at the moment, Anne of Green Gables, which is her first time ever reading this. Shocking. Oh my gosh, Lori, how fun though that you get to have that to experience to look forward to. So good. And then James Harriet, the second book, All Things Bright and Beautiful. I want to read that one too. I've read the first one, All Creatures Great and Small, and that one made me laugh out loud. And so I can only imagine that the rest of them are just as wonderful. So that is on my list to get to sooner rather than later as well. And then Karen is saying one more day of her seasonal Edgar Allan Poe short stories. She's reading Duplicate Death. We talked about that. And then Freud and the Mystical Tradition. I don't know that one, but it sounds mystical. That sounds good for this time of year too. Or maybe it's a nonfiction. Are you getting a head start on your nonfiction November? And then over on Instagram, Marita is reading A Slowly Dying Cause by Elizabeth George. I don't know that one. Elizabeth George is a mystery writer though, isn't she, Marita? I'm trying to remember. Um, but I don't know A Slowly Dying Cause, but I do like mysteries in the fall. So sounds lovely. Awesome. Wonderful. Well, I think that is all that I have for you all this evening. But this was just so lovely to have a little bookish catch up. It's been a couple weeks. So next week, I thought we could talk about some nonfiction books because it is going to be November. We're going to be kind of wrapping up the fall season and starting in on the holiday season pretty soon. So I know I don't usually say what's coming up because I try to get a feel for what we're doing, um, try to get a feel for what we're talking about per week, and that's why I kind of change it up every week. But I thought, let's talk about nonfiction November next week. So next week I'll have a stack of books that are nonfiction that I like to read. So I thought that would be a fun topic for us to talk about. Karen says she tries to read a nonfiction every month. That sounds really good. That sounds awesome. Keep it different, right? Have some different ones going all the time. Lovely. All right, everyone. This was wonderful. Marita is saying over on Instagram, yes, she does write mysteries, Elizabeth George. So good. Awesome. All right. It was lovely spending time with you all tonight. I hope you have a very happy Halloween tomorrow. And I will see you soon within the next week. So good night, all.